So you've watched TV and seen ghost programs, loved them, watched horror movies and thought, yes, it's time I tried to do that myself. It's understandable, but how would you go about that? These are just my tips that you might learn something from or take on board or ignore. There's literally a ghost team in every city. So just search online for the local, maybe Facebook, local groups around and see the ones that do events, check out their reviews and get yourself physically on a paid event with another team. You need to do your research at what other teams do. It's not copying, because pretty much when you go around other teams you find we all do it pretty much the same, because we've all had our foundings in TV programmes and such like, and with other teams, so we're all pretty much the same. Check out the tools that they use, the methods they use, and have a word with the team members, get them to tell you what works best for them. Then step 2, go with a different team, see how they compare. Some will be rubbish, some will be good. Now, they may have good methods, but just no activity comes through, so you can't hold that against them. But you need to think of things you would like to try, things you've read, things you've seen on TV. And then the next step would be to think about equipment that you want to use. Are you going to buy a Ouija board? Do you think meters really do pick up spirits? You have to get an opinion of your own. But you can only really do that by trying the equipment for yourself. If for some reason you haven't read up on these things, do so, because there's so much information out there and many writings that you should be able to find something. Once you've got an idea for what methods you want to use, what equipment you'd like to try, then you need more teammates. You might have some friends who are already into it, or you could just go on Facebook and meet new people in your area and say, hey, I'm thinking of starting a ghost team, do you want to come down to my first tester? And you'll get a few people who hopefully will want to come and do the same thing as you. You might not get on with them, they might be brilliant. It depends, doesn't it? You have to work out and see, get a feel for who is going to be a good thing for your team. So you're going to need to get a space, a location, whether it's a workplace or a friend's house. Just find a place, you can invite everyone and do maybe an hour and a half of trying things out. I'd recommend trying all the methods, even the ones you think are nonsense, because you just never know. So now that you've got a team and you've got rid of the people who you don't really think are going to help out, you want like-minded people just like yourself. Basically, you want echoes of you, because you are the leader, you are the team, you need extra hands. That's what they are, and hopefully they will bring something of their own on top of that, maybe that you don't do. Next, after trying these things you've seen done or read about, you can then do alternatives. Maybe you've tried protection, what about don't doing protection? You've tried doing it all in the darkness, do an investigation in all brightly lit rooms. Just try as many alternatives as you can. The next step I would say is to get an online following, Facebook or another media like that, and just try and get people, again, who follow you and who can talk and ask you to do things. Just share, basically. Share ideas, discuss ideas, try it out and get that interaction. Through this interaction, you may actually get new locations through your friends who follow you. If you have a following, then you could put on small events, and I would say small. This is not meant to be a money-making business, I don't think, in my opinion. It's meant to be an exploration, a knowledge-gaining pathway. So small events might fund you for some equipment or whatever, but just keep it with those best followers. And those followers may also bring you actual cases, real investigations in private houses. And that really is the bread and butter, that's the creme de la creme of ghost investigating, when you actually go into help people for real. And essentially, you're now a ghost hunter. There are no professionals. I don't like the word professional. We're just doers. We do it, and maybe we know a little bit more than people who don't do it. But how can you be an expert in the unknown? It's unknown. We're all just testing the waters. So I hope that helps. Happy ghost hunting.